Okay, so last week we looked at the delivery, about having your weight back in behind the ball in your stance, striding out a little bit further, maybe only half of a stride, maybe not even that, maybe 6 inches, something like that, bringing your arm back just like reaching on heavy greens. So today we're going to look at the grip, which I think is one of the most important parts of it, because like now it's quite damp. Well, if you don't have a good grip on that ball, it's not going to go where you want. It's going to squiff out, or you're going to lose it in the backswing. Where to look when you're striking, it might seem really obvious to you, but not everyone looks where they should be doing. And finally, what peg you should be striking on, straight or round. That's what we'll discuss in a minute. So firstly, the grip. Now, there's different grips anyway. Some people cradle it in the hand like that with the thumb or finger on the mount. Others have their thumb up on the top of the ball like that. I have mine just on the first lot of circles or decoration on some of the balls. And to me that's comfortable and I'm quite happy with that. But when I'm striking, I tend to put my thumb further up the ball just so I've got more of a grip, because I don't want to let go of it when I'm at the back of my backswing and just let it go. Okay, so that's the grip. Nice firm grip. You don't want loose. You don't want that ball to wobble out as it's hitting the ground. So that's the first thing today, the grip. Secondly, where do you aim? Where do you aim? It might sound obvious, but keep your eye on the target. That's what you're trying to do. If you're trying to hit the jack, look at the jack. Bring your ball up when you're ready and line your ball up with the jack. Really get the target and the ball in your eye line, and you're telling your body, you're telling yourself, that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to hit the target with that ball, you're lining it up and you're envisaging it in your mind, what path that ball's going to take, what it's going to hit and the result. Your body has ways of working these things out for you without knowing. It's all subconscious, but line it up. Really line it up. Take a few seconds. Know what you're aiming for. And finally, somebody commented last week, tell them about striking on the round peg. Okay, wherever possible, I always strike on the round peg. That's how I was taught. All the old timers, all the good players in the past, that's what they told you. Strike on the round peg. 2 reasons. First reason is you have control of its path. If you're striking on the round peg, you know it's going to bend, so you can allow for it. And you can alter the speed of the strike to change the amount of bend on the ball. You can time shots better. If you want to strike in a straight line, you almost can, but you've got to strike very, very hard. If you're only striking 3/4 full pace, you know it's going to bend those few inches and you can account for it. So striking on the round peg just gives you that little bit more control over the ball. If you strike straight peg and you miss it from hand, you miss that target from hand, it ain't going to recover. It ain't going to change. Whereas on the round peg, you might miss the target you're actually going for, but because it's bending, it might still hit something. Okay? That's the way I was taught anyway. The other thing is, again, if you're coming at the target at an angle, it increases the amount of area of the target that you can actually hit with that strike. Does it make sense to you? It makes a lot of sense to me. So if you've got a target that's, let's say you have a ball with a jack behind it and a ball behind that, straight, that's the width of the target. But if you're coming at it at an angle, the target's suddenly wider. So there's more chance of you hitting something. Okay? Try it out for yourself, you'll see what I mean. So those are the things for striking. Weight back in the stance. Slightly longer delivery, but keep your balance. That is the practice part. You need to practice that so you know how far you want to come out. And get that arm back. Get your arm back, bring it through with pace. That's what gives you that power. Okay? Good grip on the ball. Aim at the target, keep the target, focus on it, that's what you're hitting, right? And finally, wherever possible, strike on the round peg. You know it's going to bend, so allow for it. Might only be a few inches, but you know that it's going to bend a little bit, okay? So what we're going to do now, I'm going to set up a target, I'm going to go down there, and I'm going to put it all together and hopefully hit it. Okay, so I've set a target up, I'm 25 yards or so away, and I've got a jack and a ball. My aim is to kill the end or knock the ball off, one or the other. So I'm standing on the mat, I'm just eyeing up what I want to hit. I know it's going to move, I know the ball's going to move. I'm striking thumb peg, bias to the ditch. I've got a nice grip, and I'm lining up. I'm aiming for the left hand edge of the jack, because I know it's going to move a few inches, and if I get it right, it's going to hit both jack and ball. If I overcook it, send it slightly too hard, I'm going to hit the jack. If I undercook it, not enough pace, I'm going to hit the ball. But what I want to do is get the middle of them if possible. So that's the plan. I'm now lining it up, left hand edge of the ball. Got my weight back in my stance. Let's get this lined up. I'm going to let go when I'm settled. Okay, that's a good result. Not exactly how I planned it, but take that all day long. It actually hit something as I let go of it, but never mind. That's the trouble with Parks greens. It worked. Okay, so it wasn't the cleanest of deliveries, but also it did the job. And that, when it's said and done, is what striking is all about. Guys, thanks for watching. If you've any more comments or questions, please leave them down below in the comments, or email me or contact me on Facebook, or however, stop me in the street and ask me if you want. If there's any more questions you want answering, any more things I can help you with, hints and tips, please ask, and I will endeavour to do a little 10-minute segment for you. I hope that's helped. There's 5 things really you need to remember. Okay, don't strike too hard, keep your balance, grip, aim, round peg. Okay, sometimes you won't be able to strike round peg, but you'll have to do it the other way in, won't you? So that's all for these 2 episodes about striking. Like I say, if any queries, any questions, please get in touch and I'll try and sort them out for you. Thanks for watching. Guys, if you go on the green, stay safe. I'll see you on the other side.